I tell you how great it is to see a sea of good Trump supporters in front of me today. I'm Jim Lawrence. I'm running for Congress for the 2nd Congressional District right here in New Hampshire. Because Washington is broken. The people of the 2nd Congressional District in New Hampshire sent Representative Custer to Washington to do one thing: provide solutions and vote for the people of this state. And instead, Representative Custer went to Washington and did something else. She sided with the Washington party bosses.
Of course.
I served 3 terms in the State House as a state rep. I'm also an Air Force veteran. Proud graduate of the United States Air Force Academy. Small businessman, but most importantly, proud family man. And parent of 8 wonderful children. I could not look my children in the eye, knowing that I stood by and did nothing, while Washington, D.C. spent their future prosperity away. The national debt now sits at $20 trillion and counting. That's $60,000 for each and every American. And unfortunately, our federal government doesn't just stop there. They're continuing to overregulate and overtax our businesses, which we know are the economic engine of this great nation. And where's Representative Custer while all this is going on? Has anyone seen her? I'll tell you where she is. She's down in D.C. supporting the current administration's failed policies leading us down the wrong path. She votes with them 95% of the time. And I might add, these are the same failed policies that Hillary Clinton wants to continue. It's time for new leadership in Washington. Does anyone here feel safer than they did 8 years ago? No! I know I don't. We have the worst foreign policy in decades. Our allies don't feel like they can depend on us, and our enemies certainly don't fear us. Who is the author of our foreign policy that we're living with right now? I think Hillary Clinton had something to do with that. You know, Hillary Clinton has done everything in her power to make us not safe, to make us not economically viable. You know, and Custer has an interesting way of fighting terrorism internationally too. She believes she can fight ISIS by taking our Second Amendment rights away.
Use her mask. Lock her up too.
After the Orlando shooting, a horrific tragedy, Ann Custer's solution was a sit-in in Washington. I have to admit, my favorite picture of Representative Custer is her sitting down on the floor in the Capitol. And I'll tell you why. Because that's exactly what she's been doing for the past 2 terms. She's been sitting down on the job. Isn't it time that we had leadership that would stand up for us? I know Donald Trump will stand up for us. We can't do it alone. If we're going to be successful this November, we're going to need the support of each and every one of you. We need your support. We need you to vote. We need you to volunteer. We need you to help us campaign hard so we can take our country back. So I ask you today to stand with me. I ask you today for your support. I ask you to stand with me so that we can go to Washington and send new effective leadership to get America back on track. Thank you.